All right, guys. You guys want to blow up your back? Saw I blow my back up. You want a mass building back workout? Try this. You want bulging lats? You want Tyrannosaurus traps? You guys want lats like Dorian Yates with half the work and half fucking genetics? You want to figure out how to not work hard, get big? You want, this is the shortcut channel. On a day we have more than one shirt though.
True.
So that when I'm switching shirts, I can be like this and this and be like all these different things. It's like can't you just put the shirt on and just be like, so like, and another shirt. How do I make this try on, this clothes haul video more entertaining? Let me edit it with some fucking jumping clips and fucking, There's one dude that does it, I don't want to say his name, but he's the most repulsive person that does it. I wish I could say his name, but I don't want to give him any shine. And he's a crybaby, so he'll cry if he sees it. From what I understand, I don't know him personally, but he comes across as a crybaby. It's like, what the fuck? I was trying to think the other day, someone in here, he's been the topic of another video of mine, he's never mentioned by name. He's a good kid, he works hard, he'll probably see this and know I'm talking about him. I'm not making fun of you, man. You don't have to ask me again if I'm talking about you, you know I am. But, it's just like, ask me for, not him, a lot of people come up to different people in the gym, they ask them for spots, right? So like, if I don't know you, I walk halfway across the gym because you're the only one within the proximity of me working. Like, give me a spot. I'm like, no, not a fucking chance. Not just like, it wouldn't be the no just to him, or like the person who asked me. It's a no, like, period. Like, full stop, no one's getting a spot. Unless you're like lifting 10-pound dumbbells and I'm just like, here you go. Like, but like if it's any type of considerable weight, not a fucking chance. Like, so I'm not getting hurt helping you get a rep. For fucking what? That is the universe's symbol sign to you that you are lifting too much weight. If you need a spot to get any fucking reps or even get the prescribed amount of reps you think you should get, that's a fucking time to clue in and be like, hey man, I'm not that strong. And then the argument will be, well, that's why you do it, because you get stronger. So if I go for a heavy weight that I'm not comfortable or not super confident I can get, let's just say it's Smith machine bench press for now, or regular bench press. Sure. In my mind, I'm fairly confident that if I have 4 plates on there that I can get like, let's say 4 to 5 reps on someone pretty strong. I can get 4 to 5 reps. If I get 4 to 5 reps and that 5th rep is like, I boom and I punch and then I kind of ride through that tension, that's your last rep. Put the fucking weight down, walk away, come back next week. The only reason it needs to be there for a spot, that person needs to be there for a spot, is if like something bad is about to happen. Or like you get really fucked up on the lift. But it's not for me to do the reps with you and pull my back and herniate a disc, right? Like, so if you get the 5th rep and you grind out that 5th rep from like you pop out of the hole and you're like, drive. It's not like 2 more, man. Fuck no. Walking away instantly. Like, you're on your own, bro. Like, rack that shit or leave it on your chest and stand up, like, because I'm going to be doing all the fucking work. You're not getting anything out of that. Like, your muscles firing like what? At that point, it's so fatigued and so stressed that it's firing at what, like, let's say 40% capacity, 30% capacity from all the work you've done prior to that, and now all of a sudden you're just going to muster up the power to blast through 2 more reps that you couldn't possibly get if I wasn't there. I'm like, those are the reps that matter. Those reps that count. That's debatable, because reps nearing failure are proven to be beneficial. Not absolute failure, I would say. And it's like, also, those are the reps that count, apparently. Those are also the reps where you get hurt the most. You don't get hurt on the warm-up sets. And like the first fucking 3 sets of the workout, you're just kind of working up in weight. The heavy weight, and then the pushing past the heavy weight of like where you're failing, going to extreme failure, that's where bad shit happens, man. Like, yeah, it happens on the first rep on some stuff just because things are ready to go. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, if something bad's gonna happen, it's gonna happen then. So I gotta be the one that's over you pulling this thing up when all of a sudden your pec pops, ping, or your fucking tricep pops, and I'm like, oh, fuck, pull this up, fucking. It's like, rack the thing, man. Or don't be an idiot and bench on the Smith and put the stoppers up. So if you bail on it, you just slide out underneath. It may get pinned under there, but you can just like pull yourself up and slide up, like no big deal. Like you'll live to bench another day. But these guys, like, it leads into this other discussion I had on Road Chat. It's talking about like guys lifting heavy up into their shows, right? Heavy to like up into the show, thinking that they need to lift, like that's the biggest gauge of understanding how much muscle they're keeping on, by gauging how much strength they're carrying into a show. Which is like, I can see that argument. And I understand where they're coming from, because it's more of like an intensity thing. Like, are you keeping your intensity of your lifting up, which I think is very important for conditioning and burning fat and not relying so much on cardio to do that. You see guys doing like an hour on the fucking elliptical. Like, train harder, man. You don't need to do that an hour on the elliptical. You know what I mean? Like, train harder. Bust your ass in the fucking gym. Make cardio just be the little extra auxiliary piece that's like pushing the conditioning a bit. It's not the main driver of it. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, so, I mean, this whole idea of having this keeping this strength and being the best indicator of like musculature and like how much mass I'm carrying and all this shit. I don't necessarily think that's true in all cases. Like, we've always equated strength to muscle mass for some reason, but like we've said millions of times before, and other people have said it too, some of the strongest guys in the world have absolutely shit physiques and absolutely abysmal muscle mass. So there's some disconnect there, right? And the more you guys, like, it's the, what is it? It's like the layman's, like the dumb way of thinking about bodybuilding. Like, it's easy to equate, like, the bigger the weights, the bigger the muscles. That's caveman bullshit, right? Like, so once I get up to the 100-pound dumbbells, my chest is gonna be like, it's gonna be huge, like Ronnie Coleman's, because he did that and I do that. Like, if you're still thinking that way, that's how you're thinking, and that's how you're coming across. Yeah. No matter how scientific you try and spice it up, or like biomechanic jargon it, add your little bullshit to it, it's caveman bullshit. It's not true, guys. Like, it's not fucking true. Because there's guys in here that bench way more than me. There's guys in here that squat way more than me. They've never been pros. They've never been on a pro stage. They don't have a pro physique whatsoever. So they can hang their hat on the fucking, I'm stronger than everybody in the gym. Cool, man. Doesn't fucking carry over to anything in life that's beneficial to you in any capacity. Unless you're a fucking strong man, I don't see how it carries over. Same with these like fake powerlifters. They come to the gym and they're fucking ripping up sumo deadlifts. Boom, pah. They walk away. Like, walk away with, like, it's like, but you don't compete. And you think you're a part of a community that you're not a part of, right? Because you're not dedicating your life to this. You're just taking, like, it's almost like these phony powerlifters. They take the easy way out. And I don't mean any disrespect to real powerlifters. I'm talking about, like, and real powerlifters know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm fucking talking about. Like, the guys in the gym who pull up and they're like, yeah, man, I think I could help your deadlift. You just got to drive your hips more and la 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 la. And it's like, do you compete? Have you ever like done a meet? Or have you done one in the last decade? So shut the fuck up, right? Like, it's just like, it's a lazy man's approach to lifting weights, to like just by default, without competing or being serious, being like, oh, I'm a power lifter. So, I hang my hat on like how strong I am. Don't pay attention to the physique and the development. Not necessary. I'm just strong, so I'm the man, right? Just strong. Like, I can't even remember, like, going back to the spot thing, I can't even remember the last time I asked someone for a spot. Like, I was trying to think the other day, like, really? When have I asked someone for a spot? It probably has been, I probably haven't had a genuine spot where I was like concerned that I needed someone there since probably like 2010, 11. I've never lifted a weight since then that I wasn't confident I could get myself, or at least confident enough to know like when to walk away from it. Like, oh man, that last rep was pretty brutal, I'm not trying another one. Because that was failure. That's failure, by the way, guys. When that thought comes into your mind, that's when you stop. It's not when you start going. That's the most asinine shit in the world. And you guys that promote that to people, like, all of you are fucked up like me. Your shoulders fucked up, your legs fucked up, your quads fucked, whatever's fucked up. Because you had that mentality in your mind of like, oh my God, there's no way I can get another one. Let's go for 3 more. And you're like, it's like, it doesn't make a difference, man. If you add up all those reps and you looked at them under like a fucking scientific study, like these reps that you did over the 5 years, these last 2 reps on every workout, they are fucking directly correlated to 17 pounds of more muscle in those 5 years. No, it doesn't. That's not how it works, man. So you can convince yourself, because that's how people motivate themselves to push themselves harder, that these like extra reps are what causes it, but it's not true, man. Like, I hate to break that to everybody. And just because you heard a couple of guys say it with no backing whatsoever to it, doesn't mean it's true. There's a lot of things in this world you're told are true that you just believe, and you have no reason to believe it, other than you were told it. You can't prove it. It's not a fact. It's just something you're told. And you're like, I believe that. Why? Because that's what I heard. It's like, well, that's what so-and-so said, so that's what I do. It's like, where the fuck did he hear it from? Some other idiot. And another idiot, right? It's a parallel to like, bodybuilding wants to consider itself a sport. It's debatable whether it's a sport or not. In my eyes, it's not. It's a pageant and a hobby. And it's fucking great. I love it. Nothing wrong with it. But it's not a sport. You know what I mean? Like, but if you parallel it to a sport, it's like, say you're Usain Bolt, back in the day, Donovan Bailey, all these great sprinters, whoever you can think of, Marion Jones, whoever, right? Also, always name the sprinters that were on juice, because they're the best ones. And Ben Johnson. So, you know, like, these sprinters who are the top in the world, the fastest human beings on the planet, the 100 meter, they don't ever run at full tilt till the meet. They don't even run full tilt in the heats. They're not busting their like load in the fucking heats that qualify them for the final. When they get to the final is when the show is, like, when the lights are on and when it's time to fucking run. If I pop a hammy, if I blow a fucking Achilles, whatever I blow, I'm gonna blow. It's like drag racing, right? Like, you get to that final thing, piston goes flying out the top of the car because the fucking gasket blew or whatever the fuck it is, right? There's a time and a place for it. It's not every fucking workout. So imagine you're a sprinter and equate yourself to that. You're the fastest dude in the world, you're sprinting, you're trying to be the fastest dude in the world at the Olympics this year. When you come into the gym every day, or you come to the track every day, are you gonna full 100% sprint every day you come in there? No, because you're gonna hurt yourself. It's a matter of time. It's like a fine-tuned machine. Something's gonna go wrong. Hamstring's gonna pop, calf's gonna cramp, quad's gonna tear, whatever, right? It's like a finely tuned machine. So why do you think that you're different than that? If you're demanding so much from your body, when you come in the gym, every day we're going for new PRs and new failures and all that stuff, it's like, you're not getting better. Like, you think you're getting better because you visually see these things happening, but are you getting better because of that, or are you getting better just through the consistency of your lifting? I'd bet it's the consistency of the lifting, not the actual poundages pushed. It's the consistency of the lifting, the dieting, all the things that go into growing, the building muscle and growing a physique, right? So if you want to rest it on like, oh, my numbers are going up, that's fine, because it keeps you focused and it gives you a goal to look towards in this ambiguous world of bodybuilding. Because there's no one way to do it, guys and girls. Because if there was, I wouldn't be here talking, neither would anybody else on YouTube. There'd be one way, we'd all do it, we'd all be massive. Yeah. But it goes to show you there's a million ways to do shit, right? So if you're finding yourself being one of these people who's getting hurt all the time, or having issues with this or that, or even like older guys like me, if you guys don't speak out about like this, getting rid of this bullshit of like going for PRs, lifting heavy, you have to do this, to do this, to do this. It's like, understand that there was another way to do what you did, and take stock of where you are as the person saying it now. Because if I was to say that now, I'd be a hypocrite. I don't think people should lift the way I lifted, because I have a fake hip, I have a fucked up shoulder, I have a torn bicep, 2 torn biceps, tore it twice and repaired it once. So it's like, you know, these are things that, like, would I go back in time and do it again? No, if I knew what I know now. So you can be that voice of reason to these people coming up and be like, listen, please stop doing stuff that way. You're gonna get all the benefits and like all the rewards of looking the way you wanna look if you just take your time and be consistent. Like consistently put the effort up a bit. That is progressive overload, whether it's stress, sets, reps, time, under tension, weight, whatever the fuck it is, right? There's all these variables. So understand that you're always progressing. It's always our goal to progress in certain dynamics, but it's not our goal to just be like heavy weight, heavier weight, heaviest weight. When I get to the heaviest weight, I am done. I am the biggest I could ever be. Because you see these guys who lift massive, massive weights. There's still some competing in the IFBBs today. They lift heavy, 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 heavy fucking weight. And they don't look any fucking different every year. In fact, some of them look worse. They get worse and worse as time goes on because the body's taking a fucking beating. Every day at the gym, the body's taking a fucking beating, right? There's a lot of guys that have problems also with distension in the stomach. It's like, yes, it could come from food. Yes, it could come from whatever people want to say, insulin, GH, whatever the fuck it is. It also comes from fucking lifting heavy fucking weight and blowing out your abdomen all the time. You're always deadlifting out. Even with a belt, you're pushing out. You're still expanding. You're pushing, pushing, pushing. That stomach wants to expand because there's muscles in your stomach over in your body. They grow. So the waist becomes thicker. So why are you doing all this stuff that gets thicken your waist or give you more development in your abdomen when you don't want that as a bodybuilder? I don't want a developed abdomen. I want just abs being there and like my little obliques and the smallest waist I can have to create illusion of taper. I don't want to have a thick waist. I don't want to do stuff that encourages a thick waist. So like all this heavy lifting, heavy, 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 heavy all the time. It's like the core has to brace to be able to lift that weight, whether it's above my head, on top of me, whether I'm squatting, whether I'm picking it up. The core has to engage to be able to do all those things. So you're developing muscles in that core that are fucking blowing out, right? They're getting bigger. That's what muscles do when you train them. If you don't think that that's true, you're fucking lost. So it's like, oh man, I don't know, like so-and-so can't control his abdomen anymore. Well, you watch so-and-so and he's been deadlifting 8 plates every week leading into like the whole off season. Yeah, with a belt, cool. But the belt only protects around, the little belt that these guys wear protects around here. The stomach blows out over the top and blows out into the bottom. So you're holding the tension in, and the belt is a tool to create leverage. So like I push into my belt and I drive through, like I push out against my belt. It's not to like hold, it's not a waist trainer. So I'm pushing out into that belt and exploding out into the belt and driving up, locking and engaging my back, right? So it's like, it's not a fucking waist training tool. It's a tool to lift the weight, heavier weight, and keep the core tight and keep the back stable, right? So it blows my mind that these guys like, and they've been told like, oh, your waist is becoming a problem, your control of it's becoming a problem, and they're like, well, then obviously I'm just going to keep deadlifting and heavy squatting, because that's going to take care of it. Like you literally have to have one of those waist trainers that's like a fucking corset, to like hold your entire abdomen wall back when you train. It'd have to be literally a corset like back in Victorian times or whatever. And you'd have to cinch that fucking thing in so you could breathe like, you couldn't even breathe. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like if you're gonna think that this tiny little belt that's like 6 inches, 8 inches at the most, and it's got a little clippy thing on it, it's like it's gonna hold your waist back or stop it from growing. Good luck, guys.